Chapter 1 Arrival. Some of the slashers heard someone was going to be joining them at the household. They awaited the arrival of this person. Dr. Loomis supposedly bought something from the dark web. The slashers didn't know what yet. A week later, Dr. Loomis returned with somebody when he arrived at the household. "Everybody I have, welcome this person into our household, and we will protect and love them." Everybody nodded. The person was wearing cat ears, a wolf tail, and a collar with a leash attached. Dr. Loomis looked at them, then at everyone else. "I have bought them from the dark web," everybody gasped. "But before you have second thoughts, I have bought them for a special reason." Freddie looked at Jason. "Doesn't he look familiar?" Jason nodded. "So please make them feel welcomed." Dr. Loomis went to another room while everyone else was in the same room with this person. I stared at everyone, thinking that I was weird or something, but I didn't make this choice. I didn't force myself to wear all this. Somebody stepped up to me. He had a hockey mask. His eyes were soft. None of the slashers were friends. They just had known each other. He stared into my eyes and backed off. "Welcome," he said in a quiet voice. I nodded. "Thanks." Another guy stepped up. "You look familiar," he said. I shrugged it off. "Sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Jason. Jason Voorhees," one of the men said. The other one spoke up. "I'm Fred Krueger, but you can call me Freddy." I nodded. "You all have nice names." They nodded. I was scared to speak up for some reason. I had a hard time looking for my words. I mumbled my name. Sorry?" one of the men asked. I mumbled my name again, but a bit louder. "I don't understand." But then I was able to say my name in a clear and loud voice. Michael A. Myers," I said, almost bursting into tears. One of the men immediately went to me, trying to comfort me. "Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel bad." I shook my head. "It's not that." I somehow managed to let out. Jason tried comforting Michael. "Well, for when are you all right?" he asked, a bit concerned. Freddie looked at Michael, then at Jason. Jason, his name. Jason looked at him, then his eyes widened. He immediately turned to Michael. "That's why you were so familiar looking. Do you remember me from when we met at the lake?" Michael looked up, trying to remember. "Why, yes, I do." Freddie was surprised that he remembered. "Again, what happened when you were gone, if you don't mind me asking?" I struggled to say anything in fear that someone would find out what information I was sharing. Freddie looked at me. "Well, whatever happens, if you would like, you can share, because we are all here to protect you now." Jason nodded. I stared at the two, almost tearing up again. "It's a long and horrible story." Jason looked into my eyes. "If you don't want to share, you don't have to." I looked at him with a serious face, with tears in my eyes. "It needs to be shared." They nodded and listened. "I have been with multiple owners, and some have done traumatizing things to me. The owner before the one who bought me recently forced me to wear all this. If I didn't do as they said, I would have been punished severely." The two looked at me with concerned looks, but Jason hugged me. "You're in good hands." I nodded, hugging him back. Dr. Loomis had heard this and since has become Michael's psychiatrist. The reason Loomis has gotten Michael is because he was actually looking for Michael since he escaped. But he decided not to have him send him away because it wouldn't have helped him mentally and physically. After everything that has happened, too, he wouldn't trust anyone, and he wouldn't want to be left alone. The other slashers comforted him and protected him since the day he arrived. Chapter 2 Hunted. I promised to watch over this broken, hurt, and mistreated person. I may not be able to do anything about it, but I'll try my best. Chucky clearly already doesn't like Michael, but seemed worried enough. Tiffany was trying to be comforting as best as she could. Glenn was also trying to be supportive. For once, Loomis was actually watching us. There was something I thought was strange, though. Michael came to me one day. He said the weirdest and probably one of the most terrifying things. I looked over at him. Is something wrong? I said, very worried. He just looked at me with those sad eyes he had before when he arrived. He started to tear up. I immediately started to comfort him. I started to cry. I feared what I may have been through could be true, but I had to tell someone. Jason immediately called everyone to enter the room. I didn't freak out too much because I partially knew them. It took me some convincing to finally let it out. I looked up at everyone who was listening. I think they're hunting me. Everyone's expression changed. Who? The huntress asked, very worried. Chucky, Tiffany, and Glenn just looked at each other. I suddenly burst out into an emotional mess. You can't let them do this to me. Jason tried to calm me, but I refused to calm down. Freddy was silent, but then decided to speak up. Well, whoever the hell is trying to hurt you, they won't see tomorrow once we find them. I looked at him with worried, tear-filled eyes. No, please, you won't be able to stop them. Freddy scoffed. Chucky, call Ghostface. Chucky stared at him. Why the hell should I listen to you? Freddy turned to him. Get the others as well. We have a big problem on our hands. Chucky sighed, then turned to Tiffany. Michael could be in grave danger if we don't do our part. Chucky nodded, then turned to Freddy. Okay, I'll do it. Chucky set on his journey to find Ghostface, the rest of the slashers, and some of the creepypastas. I was just bawling my eyes out, repeatedly screaming that they'll find me. I didn't know how to feel, but I finally spoke up. Michael, listen to me. If we don't stop this person or these people, they could continue to abuse others. If we stop them, then you won't have to feel trapped anymore. Michael stared at me. Some of the others trying to calm him. Huntress stood up. If this person or these people hurt you again, they are going to regret it. Tiffany also spoke up. The world doesn't need more trouble. We are trouble enough. We don't need some dark web stuff to be ruining Michael or our lives. Freddy nodded. Chucky should be back with the others soon. But Michael, remember, if you have any issues, come to us. We'll spend hours, days, weeks, months, and maybe even years to help you as much as we can. Michael had a soft smile and was finally calmed down. That made me have a warm feeling inside. Michael stood up. I can't just let them control me like they used to. It may take time for me to heal, but for now I need to keep my head high and hope for the best. Everyone agreed. Chucky returned with the others. Lazari was confused. She looked at Slenderman. What are we doing here? Slenderman looked down at the tiny child. We are on an important mission. Lazari nodded. You are brought here for an important... Our newest slasher claims that their old owner was hunting them. Our job is to protect Michael, and if we don't, he very well may be in grave danger, Freddy said with a somewhat worried tone. Jeff looked courageous. We won't let you down. And those are the 2 chapters that are out right now. Please go follow them and read through other story. I will be going through that one as well. I know this wasn't the best, but yeah, and I will finish reading the other chapters that are once they are released. So I will see you guys later. Please remember to subscribe. Goodbye.